are joining us at the National Landlord Investment Show, summer edition at Billingsgate, and we've come along to PT Partner for Insurance. Their stand, it's the Alan Boswell Group, and I've got Steve and Carl. And guys, well, we're joining you at a very exciting time on the eve of the election. And very interesting time for landlords because the political uncertainty is crossing over to landlord uncertainty, isn't it? Because we don't really know what government we've got a fairly good idea.
Yes,
but, you know, landlords hate uncertainty. And I think that's why it's a good time to talk about insurance. What sort of conversations have you been having with landlords today?
Again, it's just been a general conversation about what insurance that people require, about rent guarantee insurance. That's one of the biggest topics that we've discussed today. Obviously, people are uncertain about what's going to happen in the future. People are uncertain about their tenants that they've got. So, rent guarantee is the big topic of the day at the moment.
Well, I can see why, because there is the potential, the Labour government, or shouldn't say Labour government, the Labour Party, they've said that, you know, if they get in, they're going to abolish Section 21 immediately, whatever that means. How's that going to affect, the rent guarantee insurance?
We've had conversations with Aviva. Like I say, they will have a view, and I'm sure they'll make changes on the outcome of that. But as it stands at the moment, until such time as a decision is made and the changes are implemented, then nothing can happen. That's right.
The product is still there. It will carry on. It will probably just tweak here or there, but the product is there and it will carry on. So,
Well, I think, to me, rent guarantee insurance is just a no-brainer, particularly when there's even more uncertainty and we know how long it's taking for court cases to get through and so on. Just remind us again of some of the features of the rent guarantee insurance.
So it's available from as £160 a year if you insure the buildings or the contents with us. It's available standalone for £215. Cover-wise, it covers you up to £2,500 per calendar month for up to 15 months. You also get £100,000 worth of legal expense cover, which helps with tenancy disputes, property disputes, and obviously the eviction process itself. Plus, we've got a little bit of a niche cover within that as well, so we provide vacant possession cover for up to 75% for 3 months. So if you are able to successfully evict a tenant under the policy and it takes 4 weeks to quick refresh, quick refurb, re-advertise, then you can claim, like I say, 75% of the rent for up to 3 months during that period.
No, well, that's worth knowing.
It is.
So if a tenant goes into rent arrears and you have the rent guarantee insurance, you wait 2 months.
Sure.
And then you would get in touch with Alan Boswell and you would get the wheels in motion. Is that how it works?
That's the actual rule of the policy. However, we suggest you contact us when they miss the first payment.
Okay.
Just so we can make a note on the system and be ready to the event of them then missing the second payment, and then we can go into full claim situation a lot sooner, a lot quicker, with less fuss, because we've already had a heads up to the eventuality.
Okay, well that makes sense. And Steve, we talk about levels of cover, and everybody sort of has their own risk threshold, their own risk assessment. Personally, I always say, obviously, buildings insurance for freehold properties. I have rent guarantee insurance on all of my properties through Alan Boswell. I haven't had to use it yet, touch wood. But it's comforting to know it's there. And also, I'm also go for landlord liability insurance as well. Those are the 3 main types of insurance. And quite often we have people come onto Property Tribes and say, "Oh, I'm not sure what level of cover I need." Well, that's what you're there for, isn't it? They can ring you up and that you'll talk them through.
All we need is the landlord to call us, contact us, tell us their requirements, and we will point them in the right direction. As you say, buildings insurance is the main one, contents insurance, liability insurance. We're seeing so many claims now, liability insurance where tenant falls over and injures themselves. They're always going to try and blame the landlord. No win, no fee solicitors will always try and blame the landlord. So they are the vital covers to have. Loss of rent following an insured claim, that's another big one as well.
Good point.
That's the one. That's on top of the rent guarantee and legal expenses as well. So yeah, they're the main covers that you need.
Malicious damage by tenant as well is another big thing. So cannabis farms are increasing.
Yes, the police have warned about that recently.
In their frequency, and if you haven't got the cover, then you could ruin your investment. So I would definitely recommend malicious damage by tenant as well.
That's a very good shout. Yes, well said, Carl.
Okay.
There's been a lot in the media about the police warning landlords about cannabis farms. They are becoming more and more prevalent. And if you have a cannabis farm, it can do tens of thousands of pounds worth of damage.
Yeah,
so very well worth having. Now, Steve, you're head of the portfolio team, and that means that if a landlord's got 4 or more properties, they come to you. What are the benefits of working directly with the portfolio team?
So the greater the number of properties you have, the bigger the discounts are, basically.
Simple.
Simple as that. That's the main one. You can have everything all under one policy, potentially, all on one renewal date, so you know exactly where everything is, when everything is due for renewal. It's just, it just makes it easier. Okay, at the end of the day, you've got one premium to pay at the end of the day, so that could be, it could be more than what you were paying initially over the year, but in one go. But you've got a portfolio there, all under one policy. If you make a claim on one of the properties, only that one property will be penalised, or will be loaded at the end of the renewal date. But as a portfolio, you've got bigger discounts for the more properties you have.
And you might, just to interject, you might just have the benefit of a single point of contact.
Yes.
So you might have a handler that you deal with on a regular basis, build up a rapport, and go from strength to strength that way as well. So I think that's very important in a portfolio situation, and a lot of our clients feel the benefit of that.
Yeah, well, I have. Well, anyway, I think the thing about insurance, and I always say this, but I'm going to say it again, is it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Sure, definitely.
And what I do with all of my Alan Boswell policies is I pay a monthly fee, so I don't pay the full premium up front. So I can spread it over, I think it's 10 or 12 months, and that makes it much better from a cash flow point of view as well. But you don't want to get that call where a tenant's child has fallen down the stairs and really hurt themselves, or your property's burnt down, or the police have battered down the door and got a cannabis farm. You just don't want to get those kind of calls and find that you're not insured.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for joining me here at the show. It's great to have Alan Boswell as our insurance partner, award-winning company, and they are here to support the Property Tribes community. So for all of your insurance needs, please do get in touch with these 2 lovely guys here, and I'll put the number and the contact details underneath this video. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Vanessa. Cheers. Thank you.